Hello, my name is Erica Shea, and you are tuned into Slay, where each week you and I turn our attention inward and reflect on ideas intended to help move you into a state of inspiration and empower you to take decisive, proactive action toward achieving your goals and reaching your highest potential. This is episode number 8, a number that symbolizes balance and harmony, making today's conversation on chakras, otherwise known as the energy centers of our bodies, where our life force energy flows, even more perfect. We are going to touch on the 7 main chakras and the different influences that they have in life so that you have just a reliable point of focus for your inner work and personal growth journey, and also so that you can just feel more effective at staying in vibrational alignment when it comes to all that it is that you wish to attract and manifest in your life. So if that sounds good to you, let's get into it. In Star Wars Episode 5, Yoda states, "My ally is the Force," and a powerful ally it is. It is what gives a Jedi his power. It is the energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates us. It binds the universe together. It cannot be fully described with words. You must feel the Force to understand it. I don't know about you, but for me, what I hear Yoda talking about, what I understood and took from that, was to be that he was referring to our life force power, the energy that flows through each and every one of us and passes through these sphere like energy centers that whirl and spin called chakras, which is Sanskrit for wheel. Spiritually speaking, there are 3 primary channels by which energy flows, but today we are going to be referring to the main channel, which is the central or middle path, where energy flows from the base of the spine up. And we're going to keep it pretty high level because there's literally so much that we could cover. In addition to that, I'm going to give it to you in highlights because I'm all about efficiency and need to know info. That way, too, you are not entirely overwhelmed, but still understand the basis of each chakra's function so that you can be mindful of ways that you may be unknowingly limiting yourself and negatively affecting your well being. You're going to hear me refer to chakras as either balanced or imbalanced. And since we all have different definitions, I want to be short and give you mine so that we can all be on the same page throughout this episode. When I refer to balanced, I'm saying healthy functioning. When I refer to imbalanced, I'm saying that there's a disparity where it's either overactive or underactive. Know that there are physical expressions of these imbalances, but I am not going to be focusing on them. I'm going to focus on the emotional expression of imbalances because that's my genius. So if you would like to learn more about the physical manifestation, do not hesitate to look into it. Again, there are 7 chakras that we are going to be getting into today, and we are starting at the base of the spine with the root chakra. Okay, the root chakra is your foundation. Just like the term root implies, it has to do with grounding and stability. It has everything to do with your physical identity and your ability to care for yourself. When it is balanced, you feel secure physically and emotionally. It contributes to your ability to be present and focus. Imbalances can manifest differently, and this is true for all of the chakras that we go through whenever we cover their imbalances, okay? So just keep that in mind. When your root chakra is underactive, you could feel like you are lacking focus, that you are just disconnected, you're anxious, maybe a little restless, fearful of your ability to just meet your physiological needs, keep a roof over your head, keep food on the table, things like that. When it is overactive or distributing too much energy, you could experience feelings like anger and annoyance towards people and events in your life, feelings of greediness. You may struggle with change or even just have impulsive tendencies. So, key word with either underactive or overactive, I'm referring to different emotions that cause feelings within you. All right. Notice when you get any of the ones I just listed, something is likely off at this energy center. With all of these chakras that we go through and the emotions that we list off, my advice is going to be to self reflect on all the thoughts that are causing these feelings. Definitely with this one, Channel your emotions into activity. Get yourself focused on completing a task that inspires you or produces positive results in your life in order to create momentum. Or just complete a really challenging workout to channel some of that excess energy, right? Cool. Okay, moving up the spine, just above the pubic bone, below the belly button, is the next chakra, which is the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is responsible for your overall enjoyment in life. Think all that is sacred to you, like your relationships with others, yourself, your sensuality and pleasure. When it's balanced and functioning properly, you feel able to express your wants and your needs. You feel nurturing and peace within all of your relationships. It contributes to your ability to be creative. All right. When this chakra is underactive, you could feel like you're lacking creativity, lacking desire, like you're just not being true to yourself. You're detached, fatigued, and insecure. When it's blown out and overactive, you could experience major anxiety or feel like you just have no emotional regulation. Like overreacting is actually your set point. Codependent and just excess emotional attachment, that's normal for you. My sacral chakra was imbalanced for years for many reasons that I won't get into just yet, but restoring that balance has literally been life changing, and I contribute so much of it to the self discovery process, to self commitment, living my standards, and just striving to live my life authentically. When you open yourself up truly, the world opens up to you. And I know that to be true firsthand, which is why I am here and this podcast exists so that other people, maybe even you, can come to know it too. So notice when you feel these emotions that we just listed off for your sacral chakra. Something is likely off at this energy center. Self reflect on where you're missing boundaries, not expressing your needs, or showing up inauthentically. That will be the first step toward restoring balance here. You cannot sleep on the reflection process if you want to create real change and truly unlock your potential. All right? Moving up to the next chakra, we've reached your solar plexus chakra, which is located in the stomach. The solar plexus chakra is associated with self esteem and confidence. This is a chakra all about our personal power. It is a chakra of our personal power. When it's balanced, you have a sense of purpose. You feel capable of achieving all that it is that you want in life. When the solar plexus chakra is underactive, you could feel like a victim of life, just with low self esteem, low self trust, nil will power, just unable to take responsibility or take control of your life. When it is overactive, tendencies or feelings just include just this need to just control everything. You come across as just really self centered because you're a little conceited. Notice when you feel these emotions, any of the ones we just listed. It could indicate that something is off at this energy center. Tick away at your to do list. All right. Start checking action items off that move you toward a goal so that you can give yourself some wins and start to build some confidence and start to lift your spirits while creating momentum, right? If you're here a little extra, let's let go of the reins and focus more on listening and maybe make it your objective to learn something from each person that you interact with. Something hard to do when you're dominating conversations and events, but doable, right? That will absolutely help restore balance. I'm going to move on to the next chakra, but note that the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras, they focus on our basic needs as humans. When any one of them is out of balance, it's going to affect all of the chakras that come after it, which are more emotional, all right, in nature. So that leads me to the heart chakra, which is next. So the heart chakra, moving up the spine, it's located at the center of the chest, just above your heart. All right. It's associated with love and compassion for both yourself and others. When it's balanced, you feel love and connection. You feel open to life's experiences and face challenges with optimism. When the heart chakra is underactive, you could feel withdrawn. You become overly critical of yourself and others. You lack empathy, and maybe you're just unforgiving. When it is overactive, so on the flip side, your emotions rule you. You can lose your sense of identity because you just lack boundaries. You say yes when you really want to say no, and you give of yourself just without restraint, which we've talked about in previous episodes. So notice when you're being cold and judgy, when you're holding a grudge. What's there that you're not getting to the root of? Self reflect. Notice when you start to neglect your self care. That is you sacrificing your well being and putting it at risk. What boundaries are you not honoring, and which can you put in place to begin to restore balance? You've got to protect your heart. It is your literal responsibility. You can't expect someone else to do something like protect your heart if you're not even willing to do it. Remember, you teach people how to treat you by how you treat you. Moving up to the throat chakra, located exactly where you guessed it. The throat chakra is connected to our ability to communicate verbally with clarity and wisdom. When it is balanced, you speak fearlessly, but with discernment and compassion. You feel open to listening and hearing others. When your throat chakra is underactive, you feel scared to speak up. You're timid and insecure, and your voice may actually literally be small. When it's overactive, you are the gossip. You can be arrogant and rude, condescending, unable to listen to others. Notice when something makes you react strongly, but you don't say a thing, whether it's shocking news or someone crossing a boundary. Reflect on a way that you can speak up for yourself in order to protect your mental and physical health. It is never, ever, ever, ever in any situation too late to address something that is on your heart and important to you. The right people care and want to make sure that they do right by you. Those that find offense with the matters of your heart, they maybe they're just not your people, or they're not at a place in their growth where they are healthy and ready to receive what it is that you have to say, which can suck, but at least you took care of your responsibility and you spoke your truth and you honored your boundary. If you are on the flip side of that with an overactive throat chakra, remember this. If you cannot figure out how to be kind, figure out how to be quiet and keep quiet until you do. All right, moving on up to the second to last chakra we are discussing, which is your third eye chakra. Your third eye chakra sits between your eyes on your forehead, and it is associated with your inner wisdom and insight. It allows you to see life with clarity. When the third eye chakra is underactive, you could feel just fearful of the unknown, like you are lacking inner guidance, wisdom, or that sense of knowing, unable to self reflect, just completely out of touch with your intuition. When it is overactive, that third eye, you may live in your daydreams, all right? With clouded judgment, you are just unable to use discernment, which is super powerful when it comes to decision making. You're indecisive and maybe even a little mentally fatigued. Notice when you feel lost. Tune into your body. Reflect on your decisions in front of you and notice what reaction your body has. Do you feel dread or calm? Use that feedback. Then reflect on it further. Why do you think you responded the way you did? Is there a belief that maybe no longer serves you that needs to be updated? Or is this your higher self trying to express itself and let you know it's something that is not in alignment with who you are or your purpose, that is not a vibrational match for that which you hope to attract in your life? All right. It's so, so important. Remember, sometimes there are no words. Kind of like we said with Yoda, you've got to feel the force, all right? Number 7, the crown chakra, the last one, it sits at the top of your head and it has to do with awareness and intelligence. When it's balanced, you feel at ease with all that is your life. When the crown chakra is underactive, you feel like you lack inspiration, like you have all of these things maybe in your life, and yet still you just feel discontented. You may experience mental fog from just being so disconnected from your purpose. You've been going and chasing and doing all of these things and you're accumulating all this wealth, but it's like it doesn't even mean anything if you're not connected to your why, right? And that sense of purpose. When it's blown out, you may suffer from a superiority complex. Like you could come across as narrow minded or like you lack empathy and humanity. Okay. Note that this chakra is linked to every other chakra. It represents a connection to your life's purpose. If you are lacking inspiration or feeling dissatisfied, get to the root of it by doing a vulnerability scan. You self reflect and you start at chakra 1, your root. Did you catch that when I said it at first? I hope you did. Okay. Your physiological needs. Start working your way up to your emotional needs. You visit each energy center. Somewhere along that channel, that middle path, energy is out of alignment. You've got to go source your energy. By giving yourself the objective of uncovering where it lies, that imbalance, you're giving yourself a purpose that gets you active, right, in the discovery process, which makes you much more likely to have your actual true purpose revealed to you than if you just spun your wheels, not your energy centers. Now I'm speaking in puns, I don't mean to, doing nothing, ruminating on how you're lacking inspiration or feeling disconnected from life, but doing absolutely nothing to transform or change your circumstances. All the power you need to create the life you love is within you. You just have to decide whether you're going to use it. If you're going to use it, understand that it's going to take discipline and consistency, but you can totally unlock your potential. And this, which we talked about today, all of it, it's one path for troubleshooting. Honestly, your energy is a valuable resource. Where is it going? Do you know where it is going? Where is it blocked due to an imbalance? Self reflect and take deliberate action. As Yoda said, knowledge lights the way. May the force be with you. If you enjoyed this episode and feel there are people in your life or members of your community that could benefit from the content that you're hearing on this show, please do not hesitate to share it. I appreciate your support and thank you so, so much for tuning in. Until next time, continue to show up for yourself in a major way.